Hi, Paul Slakis. Good news to go. June 5th is National Cancer Survivors Day. Cancer screenings are saving lives. How the CDC and the CDC Foundation are helping. We have today Dr. Lisa Richardson. Hello, Dr. Richardson. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, Paul.
Great. Well, thank you. You're the Director in Division of Cancer Prevention and Control at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention at the CDC. So what is a cancer screening?
Well, cancer screening is when we look for cancer in the body or different organs before you have symptoms. Some people think that it's if you have symptoms and then you go get a test that's screening, but that's not the case. And so we recommend and encourage screening because that's when we can find the cancers when they're small and treatable and curable. And for two cancers, we can even find, let's say, most people are familiar with colorectal cancer screening, where we find polyps and remove them, and the cancer will never occur.
So my screening were my grandkids when they saw a mole on Poppy's body and made fun of me, and then I went to the dermatologist, and it was melanoma. So
absolutely, when you see things that are different, and thank goodness your grandkids are very close to you and saw that. So that was very good. But yes, it's like that. You see something that looks different. You feel something that isn't normal for you. You should definitely get seen by your provider.
So in providers, so is this? There's different types of cancer, right? So
yes.
There's for skin dermatologists. There's the colonoscopies and so on and so forth. What type of screenings are there that you should consider, and how often should you consider them?
So we have a resource that, your listeners can go to, preventcancerinfections.org. We have a cancer screening guide there that you can download for information. But to answer your question, each cancer screening test has a different age to start, different intervals, depending on, what the cancer is. So, for instance, colorectal cancer, the recommendations just changed to start at 45. If you have no risk, there's nobody in your family, no genetic problems, that you start then. And then for colorectal cancer, it depends on the test that you get. For colonoscopy, it's every 10 years if it's not abnormal. And for a blood stool test, it could be every 1 to 2 years if it's normal. So every test is different, and the guide that I just mentioned will go through the details of that.
How about breast cancer? What's the thoughts on that one?
Breast cancer? Yes, sir.
Yes.
So it depends on, most people think, most of us recommend to start at 50. But if there are issues in your family, concerns that, women are concerned about, that, you can start at 40. And for that one, it's every year to 2 years, depending on your age.
And so how do they, is it a mammography, or what do they do for breast cancer to screen you?
So for breast cancer right now, the test that we use is mammogram. It's an X-ray test of the breast. Where you go to the facility to get that done. For cervical cancer in women, it's a Pap test, and it's also we do a viral test now on the sample that we get when women are screened for cervical cancer, for HPV. For colorectal cancer, numerous tests are recommended. Colonoscopy every 10, blood stool test, like I said, every 1 to 2. There's a DNA test you can do on the stool now. That's every 3. And so, as I said, it gets more and more complicated as we go through the years. But the guide that I recommended that you download, all that information is there in one place.
So I'll ask you one more. The lung cancer.
Okay.
How about that
yes.
one?
So lung cancer, it depends on how much you smoke. So if you were a smoker, it's only recommended for current and former smokers because 80 to 90% of lung cancers are in people who have smoked in their lifetime. And that test is annually every year. And, of course, if any of these tests are abnormal, you have to go to the next step to get treated. To have it diagnosed and then be treated if it is cancer.
Smokers, I was told, maybe you can help me with this thought, that, when you have smoked, and have been a heavy smoker, that it doesn't really go through, it doesn't leave your body so quickly. I mean, it's like years before it leaves your body. Is that true? The tar and
smoking
nicotine?
cigarettes and, other types of tobacco, that's where we get confused. It's not just smoking tobacco. All forms of tobacco can cause cancer. So what happens is the chemicals in cigarettes or in tobacco can impact every organ in the body. So, one of the most common things that happens is something called emphysema, which is probably more common than lung cancer even, where you have difficulty breathing. So it can impact your blood pressure, your blood vessels, your lungs, lung cancer, other things. So it's just smoking is bad for, your entire body. But the one thing that takes the longest for the risk to go down is cancer. But your heart risk goes down almost immediately when you quit smoking.
Let me ask you one other one, which seems to be, growing as far as legalization, marijuana. And I don't know if you can answer that, but I want to ask you because it's becoming, more and more, people are getting medical marijuana.
So I can speak honestly that, there's not a lot of information out there currently, and we're starting, to work on, the impact of marijuana. But no, there's not a lot of information there. Okay.
All right. Well, let's hope there is, because I think a lot of people think that it's going to be helpful for curing us, and so on. What other thoughts should we share with the audience right now, Dr. Richardson?
Well, just want people to remember that, cancer is still happening out there. The body hasn't changed. And I know people are, may still be a little hesitant about going in to their healthcare visits. But, I can't stress it enough that cancer doesn't wait, and neither should you, that you really need to get out there and get your screening test done. And not just your cancer screening, just all of your well-person care, diabetes, blood pressure, anything that you need to have looked at, you need to get back out there and get it done, because it is safe to receive care now.
I agree with you. I think an annual checkup, they can tell so many things just through blood. Blood tests. So I don't know. My doctor checks a lot of boxes. I know that. Thank God. What is the website that they can go to get that guide?
Yeah, we have a couple places. The one to get the guide is preventcancerinfections.org. And for more information about just cancer in general and screening and what you can do to stay healthy is cdc.gov/cancer.
Okay, let's see if I got that right. Prevent Cancer.
Infections, all one word, .org.
Infections, okay.
And the other one is cdc.gov/cancer. Yes.
TDC.org. Oh, no, it was TDC.
.gov.
You said something. Oh, .gov.
/cancer.
/cancer, okay. It's good if I repeat it, then people will know it, because now I'm recording it.
Yep.
That's advertising. People don't know until you say it 3 times. Doctor, thanks so much. And thanks for doing the kind of work that you do.
Yes, sir.
You have a great day, and thanks for doing the interview.
Oh, you too. Bye-bye.